Hello and welcome. It's such a bright day to be curious, isn't it? I've been thinking about something a little yucky but super interesting: dirty water. Have you ever wondered what you'd do if all you had to drink was a cup of muddy water?
Ew, I'd probably just hold my nose and try not to drink it. Or maybe I'd try to scoop the dirt out with a spoon.
That's a clever idea, but sometimes the dirt is so tiny it's hard to scoop out. I'm Miss Ray, and I'm so excited to explore how we can clean up mixtures like dirty water with you, Kaira. Let's imagine you have a glass of water with sand mixed in. If you wanted to get just the water, what do you think you could do to separate the sand from the water?
Maybe I could pour it really slowly so the sand stays at the bottom and the water comes out.
That's a great start. Sometimes, if you let the mixture sit, the sand will settle at the bottom. But what if you want to make sure you get all the tiny bits out? That's where something called a filter comes in. Do you know what a filter is?
Is it like a sieve? My mom uses one when she makes pasta.
Exactly. A sieve is a kind of filter. Filters have holes that let some things through, but keep bigger pieces out. Scientists use special filter paper with tiny holes to separate things like sand from water. The sand is called an insoluble solid because it doesn't dissolve in water. The filter paper is strong and doesn't tear when it gets wet. And to hold the filter paper, they use a funnel, which is shaped like a cone. Can you picture pouring dirty water through a funnel with filter paper inside?
Yeah. So the water goes through, but the sand gets stuck in the paper?
That's right. The water that comes out is called the filtrate, and the sand left behind is called the residue. Now, sometimes people use even bigger filters to clean really dirty water, like the water from toilets and sinks. These filters have layers: big stones, gravel, and sand. Each layer catches different sized pieces of dirt. Why do you think we need different layers?
Maybe because some dirt is big and some is tiny, so the big rocks catch the big stuff and the sand catches the tiny bits?
Exactly. You're thinking like a scientist. Each layer has holes of different sizes, so they trap different things. If you were to make your own filter at home, what would you use for the layers?
I'd use some pebbles, then maybe sand from the playground, and maybe a piece of cloth at the bottom.
That would make a pretty good filter. And if you wanted to make it even better, you could try changing the order or adding more sand or gravel. Scientists always make predictions about what will happen, then test their ideas. If you made a filter, what would you predict about how clean the water would be after it goes through?
I think it would be a little cleaner, but maybe not perfect. Maybe it would still look a little cloudy.
That's a smart prediction. After you try it, you'd observe what happens and record your results. Scientists often use tables or diagrams to show what they see. And if your filter didn't work as well as you hoped, you could change it and try again. That's how science works: test, observe, and improve. Before we finish, can you tell me how you would explain what a filter does to someone who's never heard of it before?
A filter is something that lets water go through but keeps the dirt or sand out, so you can get cleaner water.
That's a fantastic explanation. You really understand how filters help us separate mixtures of solids and liquids. Next time you see a puddle or a muddy glass, you'll know just what to do. Thanks for exploring with me today. Maybe you'll invent a super filter one day.